Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for those tuning in on the radio dial in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those joining us around the world, thanks to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could be with us as well. For the very first time, we're excited to welcome actor Todd Grinnell to our program. We're going to talk to Todd not only about his amazing acting career, both for television and film, but also what it's been like for him to do what he loves and to share that experience with all of you. He's beginning 2021 with a great new thriller. You guys are going to really love this. The film is called PARADISE COVE. We're going to talk to Todd not only about that project, but also let you all know how to stay connected with him. Todd, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, the pleasure is definitely all ours. I've been a fan of yours for quite some time, so I was really excited when October Coast gave us this opportunity to speak with you. We're going to get into PARADISE COVE here in a bit, Todd. I want to begin, though, by talking about this journey because, as I was saying to you before we begin the segment, you've been able to do what so many people just talk about, and that is to be able to bring so many different types of characters to life. What has that been like for you, Todd, to be able to do what you love as an actor and to share that experience with us?
Well, thank you for saying that. It's been a blast. I feel really fortunate that I've been able to have a career as an actor and get to do all these really fun and amazing projects. You know, it wasn't always super easy. It takes a minute to I guess have people see you and get work in the beginning. But the last it's been a great run, and I've been just like I said, very fortunate to have a lot of great opportunities and be involved with some amazing projects and people. I mean, that's really the big thing is we're kind of all, as actors and producers and directors, I kind of look at us all like carnival workers. We're kind of always traveling and running around and working. It's a small circle, but it changes all the time, and you get to work with all these incredible, amazing, creative, wonderful people a lot. And, that's what happened on PARADISE COVE. I made some new friends, and Mina and Kristen and our director, Martine, and Sherry, our producer. And we just had a great crew and just had a blast working together.
Well, and I think when people see PARADISE COVE, I think what they will definitely get from this project is it's different than a lot of the ones we're used to seeing you in, Todd, but I love the story. I love the layers of the story. Is that one of the things that kind of appeals to you as a actor, being able to peel back those layers and to tell the stories of the characters you're bringing to life?
Yes, absolutely. PARADISE COVE was a little bit of a departure for me, not in, just in the sense that I think as actors we get not necessarily typecast, but you just kind of get known for doing something that you do. People sort of say, "Oh, that's Todd does comedy," or he's like the goofy guy next door or whatever, or they'll know me from One Day at a Time. And so, you just don't always get thought of to do other things necessarily. So it was a real treat to do this and to have these guys say, "Oh, we think you'd be great doing this," because they wanted the guy to be likable and have this, but this other layer underneath, as you said, which was to say that he was, if you push him too far, he can snap. He's got a little bit of a dark side. So it's always fun to kind of play with that stuff because I think we all have a little dark side in us, and it's we don't ever let it out really. Like we all kind of. We don't let ourselves get too angry or too mad or too frustrated a lot of the time because, we just don't want to go there. But, when somebody's living under your house and trying to burn it down and stealing all your money and all that stuff, it sort of gives you the freedom to say, I'm going to let loose and freak out right now and let all my frustrations out and, meet you where you are. And so it was kind of fun to snap a little bit, I guess, in this movie.
Yeah, I love it. I think we all like to snap a little bit, Todd. So I think our audience will totally get that. So
Yeah.
To that point though, I love the fact that you said that, because when that's true. I mean, there's a layer of us that we would hope that we never get to, but it kind of goes to a theme that I like for men and women, and I think who will watch this film. Todd, I'm curious to see your thoughts about this. What would you do to protect who you love? And I think that kind of becomes the thing, right? I mean, the question that you're kind of forced to answer.
Absolutely, yes. And Knox is really, in Paradise Cove, was really pushed to the brink of that, I mean, it was like, it became a life and death situation. And so, you really do have to ask yourself, what are you going to do? Do you fall apart, or do you step up and handle your business? And it was fun. It was fun to get to do that, because we're never really pushed to that point in real life a lot of the time. And so, and if you are, that's when you find out what you're really made of,
What you're really made of, yeah. Let's talk about the dance for a moment, Todd, of being able to be in this space of doing, as we were talking about here, doing what you love, and then to be surrounded by people equally as passionate as you, doing what they love. What is that like for you to kind of be in this position of, like you said, like with this talented cast here, of being able to share the screen with people who share that passion?
Oh, it's so great. I didn't know Mina and Kristen before we started this, and Eddie and, everybody in the film. We all just met each other on this movie. But really quickly, you just start, there's a camaraderie that happens, and you start sharing scenes together and rehearsing, and it becomes really clear that everybody's really excited to be there and has really wonderful ideas and is super engaged. And, it's interesting because I think I had, just based on characters, but also just actors as people, you have different sorts of chemistry with each person, but it was, equally inspiring with Mina and with Kristen or with Eddie, just in different ways. And it was interesting too, because it was really, most of the time while we were shooting this, I was either working with Kristen or I was working with Mina. It wasn't like the three of us were sharing a lot of scenes together. And so it was kind of fun to bounce back and forth between these scenes where I'm, either having a fight with Mina about, all this super high stakes stuff that's going on in our lives, or we were having like a cute moment, which was really fun too. And then I'd bounce over and Kristen and I would do a scene, where it was just like, full of rage, or like there was this crazy attraction that we had to each other as characters, and so, it's fun to kind of bounce back and forth and just experience the different chemistries with these two wonderful actors. And it was just fun.
Yeah. Well, I know audiences will enjoy it as they're able to see it on February the 12th. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, though, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome actor Todd Grinnell to our program today. Todd is not only talking with us about the upcoming release of the film Paradise Cove, but also about his journey as an actor and what it's been like for him to do what he loves. As you've kind of gone from project to project, especially recently, Todd, you've been able to use social media like the rest of us. If our audience is not following you on Instagram, they can find you there, just your name, Todd Grinnell. Talk to us about that experience.
Yes.
It's always curious to me when I have guests on the program. Some really enjoy that interaction. Others, kind of come kicking and screaming. But what has it been like for you to kind of connect with your audience and through social platforms like Instagram?
It's interesting. It was kind of a new thing for me, I guess, in the last few years. I'm not great with it. I'm a little bit of an old dog. You know what I mean? So it's a new trick for me. I'm not great on Twitter. I favor Instagram because I just think there's, I like the visual creativity you can use with Instagram. And Twitter just is like, it's fast and furious. I just feel like, for me personally, I feel like it takes up a lot of time just to kind of figure out what you're going to post and, banter back and forth with people. And, I've got a 2.5-year-old and I'm working on a bunch of projects, and I've also got another company I started years ago that I work with. So there's just a lot. I've got a lot going on, and so it's tough to stay on social media for any long period of time during the day. But that said, I do enjoy the interaction, and I got to say, and I'm looking forward to hearing what people think about Paradise Cove. But I really got on Instagram when I started doing One Day at a Time in 2015 or 16 is when I kind of started Instagram. And I have to say the outpouring of love and support from the fans of that show has been just awe-inspiring to me. And they are the reason that I'm still engaged in social media, really, because, I mean, that's where all of these people who follow me have come from or know me from. And they helped say, our show was canceled a few years ago, and then there was such a huge outcry on social media that we got picked up again. And that was really, really based on the fan support. So I do have a great love for that part of social media. Like everybody else, I think there's a dangerous side to social media.
Sure.
As we've seen in the last number of years, and then also in a culminating event a few weeks ago. But it's if used correctly, I think it spreads a lot of love, and that's why I dig it.
Yeah. I love that you say that. I always remind our guest here and our audience here, Todd, when you use responsibly and respectfully. I mean, it can be an amazing tool, especially considering what life has been like via COVID. Last thing I want to talk to you about, I think people are anxious for new projects like Paradise Cove because they are spending a lot of time at home. The way your industry has definitely changed a lot and had to make changes. How have you dealt with that? How have you dealt with the new normal as we're experiencing right now since 2020?
Well, emotionally and spiritually, I've been dealing with it okay, but I'm a real people person. I mean, I thrive off being around people and being on sets and creative interaction and collaboration with people, and so it's been very hard for me in that respect. But at the same time, like everything else, we kind of have to look for whatever's good or silver linings or what have you are in every situation. And, I've been really fortunate that I get to be home with my wife and my son, and we've had some really wonderful, wonderful family time the last year. It's not been without stress here and there like everybody else, and worry and all the stuff that everybody's going through, but the fact that we're all healthy and still like each other after being cooped up together for a year is a miracle to me and puts a smile on my face. So that's been good. And then I just, for me, I think dealing with this new normal, I just need to find things that fulfill me in addition to family, just creatively. So I've been working on some writing projects and some producing projects, and then also just doing a lot of home improvement projects. Sometimes you just need to build something or fix something, and it makes you feel great, and it feels like that was a fun, I did something today. I got that fence fixed, and we're good to go, and all that sort of stuff. But and I've also been staying really politically active. I work with the Working Families Party, which is a grassroots political organization, and spend a lot of time the end of the summer and into the fall, doing a lot of organizing and getting the word out, getting the vote out for different candidates in California and during the presidential election. So I just try to stay busy, man. You got to keep the wheels moving, or else I'm going to go insane. So that's
I get it.
The new normal is as busy as I can be within the confines of my own house.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we definitely appreciate you, Todd, and all that you have given us, not only, of course, what you've given us, on screen through the characters, but also in life. And I think that is what we appreciate so much. So definitely keep up the great work. Again, everyone, Todd Grinnell has been our guest. Make sure you guys look out for Paradise Cove. For those joining us via the podcast, we're putting the trailer. This trailer is so intense. The film is so intense. I can't wait for you guys to see it on February the 12th. So make sure you guys are looking out for that. Todd, I mentioned that you're at Todd Grinnell on Instagram, and you said that is the best place for them to stay connected?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the only spot.
Okay. Well, Todd,
I mean, I'm on Twitter too. I'm on Twitter too, but mostly Instagram. But, yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy Paradise Cove. It was super fun to make, and it's an intense, wild, just super fun movie. So buckle up.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely, you'll see Todd in the way you're not used to seeing him. I promise you that. Todd, this has been amazing. I really appreciate your time today. And it goes without saying, you have an open invitation. Glad to have you back anytime.
Oh, Cyrus, thank you, man. I'd love to. Anytime. I'm always around.
We appreciate that, Todd. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.